Your cat is sitting perfectly still, eyes locked on a blank wall, not blinking, not moving, just staring at absolutely nothing. And you are watching them, wondering if they have lost their mind. Here is the thing though, your cat has not lost their mind. They are using it in ways that most owners never fully understand. What looks like bizarre, almost creepy behavior is actually your cat doing something deeply instinctive and surprisingly complex. And once you understand what is really happening in those moments, you will never look at your cat the same way again. Let us start with the most obvious question. 1. Your cat is hearing things you literally cannot hear. The human ear picks up sounds up to around 20,000 hertz. That sounds impressive until you find out that your cat hears up to 65,000 hertz. That is more than 3 times what you are capable of detecting. So, when your cat freezes and stares at a wall at 2 a.m., there is a very real chance they are tracking something you cannot even perceive. A mouse scratching inside the drywall, a pipe settling, an insect moving through a space no bigger than a crack. Their ears are not just sensitive, they are directional. Each ear can rotate independently up to 180 degrees. They are basically biological satellite dishes, locking onto a signal with precision that no human tool could match in real time. And here is what makes this genuinely fascinating. Your cat is not reacting randomly. They are calculating, processing the sound, locating its origin, estimating movement speed, and deciding whether it is worth pursuing. All of this happens in silence. All of it is invisible to you. That blank stare is not confusion. It is concentration. The kind of focused, total attention that a predator only gives to something worth its energy. 2. They are seeing things that are invisible to you. Even if there is no sound involved, your cat still has a visual advantage you do not. Cats have a structure in their eyes called the tapetum lucidum. It is a reflective layer sitting behind the retina that bounces light back through the eye a second time. This is why their eyes glow in the dark. But more importantly, it is why they can see in light levels 6 times lower than what a human needs to make out shapes. That shadow in the corner that looks like nothing to you? To your cat, it could be movement, a spider crossing the baseboard, a tiny moth hovering near the ceiling, a slight shift in light that your eyes are simply not built to detect. Your cat is not staring at nothing. They are watching something you cannot see, and they are doing it with a level of visual detail that would genuinely astonish you if you could borrow their eyes for even a few seconds. This is also why cats are most active at dawn and dusk, not fully nocturnal, not fully daytime creatures. They evolved to hunt in the in-between light, the exact conditions where their vision outperforms almost everything else. 3. Their whiskers are picking up information the room is sending. Most people think whiskers are just for measuring whether a cat can fit through a gap, and while that part is true, it barely scratches the surface of what whiskers actually do. A cat's whiskers are packed with sensory nerves at their base. They are sensitive enough to detect tiny changes in air pressure and airflow. That means when something moves in a room, even something that makes no sound and produces no visible movement, the air shifts. And your cat feels it. This is called mechanoreception, and it means your cat is not just seeing and hearing the room around them. They are feeling it constantly. Every draft, every vibration, every subtle disturbance in the air around them registers in real time. So when your cat sits very still and stares at a wall, part of what is happening is that they are letting their whiskers do the reading. Being still is not passive. It is strategic. The less your cat moves, the more clearly they can feel what else is moving. 4. Sometimes they are tracking something that genuinely is not there. Now, here is where it gets a little more interesting. Not every wall stare has a practical explanation. Cats sometimes fixate on things that, by all measurable accounts, do not exist. And researchers have a few theories about why. One is that cats occasionally experience something like a visual glitch, a fragment of a memory, a pattern their brain half recognizes, a phantom signal from a sense that is running slightly ahead of reality. This is not a sign that something is wrong. It is actually evidence of how incredibly active and sensitive a cat's nervous system is. Another theory is rooted in instinct. Cats in the wild spend enormous amounts of time in watchful stillness, monitoring environments for threats and opportunities. That behavior does not switch off just because they live indoors now. Sometimes the stare at the wall is not about anything specific. It is your cat running an ancient program that their brain has not been given a reason to uninstall. And occasionally, vets note, frequent wall staring combined with other unusual behaviors like head pressing pacing, circling, or sudden changes in personality can sometimes signal a neurological issue worth checking out. If it is just the staring with nothing else unusual, you almost certainly have nothing to worry about. But if something feels off beyond that, it is always worth a conversation with your vet. 5. They might be smelling something moving through the wall. Your cat has around 200 million scent receptors in their nose. You have about 5 million. That gap is so large, it is almost meaningless to compare them directly. What it means in practical terms is that your cat can smell things through walls, not as a metaphor, literally. If there is an animal living inside your walls, your cat can detect its scent as it moves from one space to another. They can track the warmth of a living creature through insulation and drywall, following its path without ever seeing or hearing it. So that intense, focused stare that slowly tracks from one part of the wall to another, moving almost like they are watching something travel, there is a real chance they are. They are following a scent trail in real time, mapping the movement of something you do not even know is there. This is why cats so often fixate on the same spots repeatedly. They are not being strange. They are returning to a location where something interesting has been before. Their nose remembered it even when their eyes had nothing to go on. 6. What you should actually do when it happens. Most owners either ignore the wall staring or try to interrupt it. Both of those are fine, but there is actually a more interesting option. Watch your cat instead of the wall. Notice where their ears are pointing. One forward, one sideways, one straight up. Each position is tracking a different signal. Watch their tail. A slow, low movement means they are processing. A faster flick means something just changed. Watch their whiskers. If they are pushed forward and fanned out, your cat is in active tracking mode. If they are relaxed and to the side, your cat is in monitoring mode. Your cat is essentially running a live sensory scan of your home every time they do this. And learning to read the signals they are broadcasting while they do it gives you a window into how they experience the world. It is one of the most honest things your cat ever does in front of you. They are not performing. They are not seeking attention. They are just being exactly what they are. A highly tuned, remarkably capable creature that evolved to notice things nothing else in your home can notice. And they are doing it quietly, next to you, every single night. If you found this useful, subscribe. There is so much more about your cat's behavior that looks strange on the surface and turns out to be extraordinary once you understand what is actually behind it.